Good morning, children. Once again, I welcome you all for this online class. And today, we are going to revise some of the important topics in our term 1. And since we have completed the portions, we are going to revise some of the important topics. Okay. And today, we are going to revise important notes about economics. Okay. So, what is economics? Economics is a study of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services within a society. So, this is the definition for economics. So, it is a study about what? Production and distribution. Distribution means what? Providing to everyone. And consumption of goods, intake of goods and services within a society. So this is the definition of economics. So economics is related to production of goods, and how the product is distributed to the people belonging to a certain society. And also it refers to the consumption of goods. Consumption means buying. The receiver of the goods is consumption. So our lesson starts with a small conversation, isn't it? So there was a park, and in the park, two girls, Yarini and Josephine, they were sitting in a bench and they were eating sugarcane. So by chance, their uncle passed through the way, and when he saw the two children eating the sugarcane, he asked them a question. Children, do you know the uses of sugarcane? And the children, they answered saying, yes, we know. Sugar is extracted from sugarcane. So we get sugar from sugarcane, they answered. So the uncle told them, you are rightly said. And again the uncle asked them another question. So do you know how sugarcane is converted into sugar? So the children said, we don't know. You are the one, must explain it to us. So the uncle is replying them now. So initially, sugarcane is cultivated in the agricultural field, isn't it? In the farmland, the farmers will cultivate the sugarcane. So the uncle says, so the cultivation of sugarcane is the primary production. So after cultivating and finally after harvest of sugarcane, they will take the sugarcane into the factory, isn't it? So in the factory, the sugarcane will be processed. It will be crushed, and the juices of the sugarcane will be separated from the uh, whole sugarcane, isn't it? Stem of the sugarcane. Then they will heat the juice, and they add some certain things with it, and finally the end product is the sugar. So this type of converting the sugarcane into sugar is called secondary production. And finally the uncle said, so the last process is After the production, the sugar is transported to the place where it is needed, to all the places where it is needed. So this transportation of sugar to all the uh, places where they were needed, it is called tertiary production. So the uncle answered them uh, the the importance of the three production system. Okay. So here the important thing we must understand is what is production. Okay. So here what is production? It is the process. Okay. Process means what? Several steps, isn't it? Step by step. Gradually changing something. It is called process. So production is a process of changing the raw material into finished product. Here in the example, raw material is sugar cane, isn't it? So what are raw materials? So raw materials are the uh, materials we take them to process them to and to convert them into useful product. Okay, product that is more useful. So anything which is used for the process, for processing, they are called raw materials, isn't it? So here sugarcane is the raw material, isn't it? So the raw material is converted into finished product, end product. So what is the end product here? Sugar is the end product. So the essential material for production is the raw material. Without raw material, production is impossible. Okay. So see here, look at the example here in the picture. Here oranges are the raw materials, isn't it? So the raw material oranges are in a process, in steps. Okay, they are first peeled off, juices were taken, isn't it? And finally they were filled in a bottle. So from raw material, it is finished with end product, isn't it? So this process is called production. Okay. So production in economics refers to the creation of those goods and services which have exchange value. It means the creation of utilities. Okay. So the product must have exchange value. See, initially the oranges, okay, the oranges initially they have less exchange value, but when they were converted into juice, now their exchange value is more. Okay, so it is the creation of utility. Utility means what? So something which you make them more useful. Anything which you can make them from less use to more benefit, it is called utility. See, for example, uh, I have some peanuts, isn't it? So I heat the peanut, okay, and I put them in a paper cover. And if I sell that peanut, it may cost around 10 rupees. Okay, so the exchange value of peanut is only 10 rupees less. Okay, but if I process that peanut, for example, if I add some jaggery with that peanut, okay, and heat the jaggery and after heating the jaggery, I add the peanut and I make it dry. And if I cut it into pieces, it becomes burfi, isn't it? That burfi. So now, if I sell that burfi, okay, its cost value increases, isn't it? Exchange value now becomes more, but I need to do some extra effort. Okay, so this is called utility, making use of the goods into more useful way. That is called utility. Okay, so there are three types of utility. One is farm utility, another one is place utility, another one is time utility. Okay, so farm utility means, just now I told one example, isn't it? Changing the form of a product so that it will yield more exchange value. So the peanut is one form, isn't it? Peanut is a form. I am changing the form of peanut into burfi, isn't it? See, in the picture here we have cloth, isn't it? We have a simple cloth. But when you change the form of the cloth into shirt, okay, its value becomes more, isn't it? The cloth may cost only 100 rupees, isn't it? So after I convert the cloth into a shirt, now its exchange value becomes more. Okay, form. This is called form utility. Form means appearance. Okay, the way it looks. Okay, next one is place utility. Okay, so some goods, there are more valuable in some places comparing with other places, isn't it? See, for example, rice is low price in Tamil Nadu because we yield more rice, isn't it? Rice is highly cultivated in Tamil Nadu, so the price value of rice in Tamil Nadu is less. But if you transport the same rice to Kerala, okay, for example, 1 kg of rice costs 50 rupees in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so the same rice, if you sell it in Kerala, it costs maybe around 60 or 70 rupees. See, the same product, same utility, when it is transported to another place, the exchange value becomes more. Okay, so this type of utility is called place utility. Okay, and the third type is time utility. Okay, so when the production is enormous, okay, if you yield any enormous products, automatically we will store them. Okay, so sometimes when the products are stored and sold, okay, for a longer period, what happens? Its exchange value becomes more. So during the time of scarcity, okay, so during the time of need, when you take those products and sell them, it will yield more income, more exchange value. So this type of utility is called time utility. So in production, these three forms of utility is very important to know. So based upon these utilities only, the market system functions in all over the world. Okay, children. Okay, let's stop with this. We'll continue with the remaining revision in the next class. See you all. Bye.